Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you're enjoying this content. Seems you like to see the face versus just the hands out there doing stuff. And yeah, I'm very happy we are up to 112 subscribers, so thank you all of the new people that have come in and subscribed. Also thank you to all the people who've stayed true and stayed with the channel from the beginning with your subscriptions. You know, your likes mean a lot to me. Your comments mean a world to me. That, you know, most of them have been very positive about enjoying stuff. Yeah, just sending out information. You know, if you comment on something, other people get to see those comments and learn like me. You know, I don't know everything in this hobby, and we're all learning together. That's the beauty of why we go to YouTube, right? We're here to learn stuff. We're here to figure things out, that kind of stuff. So we are going to do some run footage at the end of this because we're going out to test the Blue Demon here and the Sandstorm. We've changed some things around. These were much more square. I have now cut this to give it more smoothness as it digs down in. I've gone through, and you can see here I've thinned out the piece here to again cut through the sand a little bit better so it's not such an anchor. Before, when it was sharp like this, it was digging in like this, and that's basically an anchor. It's just pushing it through. So smoothing it out should make it a lot better. Along with that, we've gone through and made these so that they're a little deeper down, so that we get more grip as we go down. Because as you saw in the last footage, if you saw that, otherwise go back to the previous video, you'll see not only was the wind blowing, that's part of the reason why the video was so shaky out there, was there was just, I had this stand buried down in the sand as hard as I could, but it's still a flat phone shaking in the wind as we were trying to take video there. And that wind was also blowing the cars over to the left. So wasn't ideal, but it doing that told me that the rear drag bar was not digging down enough. There wasn't enough there to really keep it going straight. So you change. I do have this V-cut here, and I've done the V-cut as a test for stuff, because as this digs down, if it's flat there, it's kind of a flat surface that it's pushing it out. The V allows it to just dig in a little bit more because it's allowing sand to come through the gap here. And I like it. I'm happy with its performance. So we've done the V-gap and test that. The stock car up here, it was bouncy out there, but that's an ungroomed surface, so it wasn't doing its best. It will be better at the drags because we're going to have a groomed surface, and that groomed surface really just smooths stuff out. It also fluffs up the sand, and the fluffier sand, you get better grip. In some ways it's a lot softer as far as how it goes down, which means less bouncing, what you're really looking for. And if you look at the videos of the sand drags, you'll see some cars just floating across the surface. That's what you're really looking for, is it to just float along the surface. So part of why mine is doing it is I might not have enough flex in my rear suspension, but kind of going off what I know of, like drag cars going down the drag strip, they really stiffen that back up, and that keeps it so that you don't squat. Squat can be bad. I've seen, you know, some of the four-wheel drive cars, they squat and then they dig and they torque, and when they torque like this, you're not going straight. It's letting one wheel dig and one wheel basically spin on the top of the sand, not get grip, and that'll send you off to the side. So it may just be something that you do more on the four-wheel drive and soften up the two-wheel drive. Not sure. Again, it's all theory until it's proven, and that's kind of what we're doing. We're learning as we go. Basically been doing this for almost a year now, and it's a lot of fun. It's great. There's so many different theories out there: shorter, longer wheelbase, shorter, longer wheelie bars, some with fins, some without, some with single, longer, shorter, all that different stuff. And the beauty of this, why everything is so unique and any given day any truck can win, is because conditions, right? Certain things work certain days, certain things don't. And that's the nature of this, right? It's fun, it's exciting, we're all trying new things, we're all trying, as we don't do so well in the previous event, we are going to tweak something to try to get that advantage, right? So I'm now starting into dealing with the programming now that my cars are more consistent and going down the track. That's the next thing, is you got to start tuning, especially in the 3S mod, which is what this is right here. It's a very competitive class. You have to have the AKRC wheels. They just give you an advantage. Why don't I have them on the others? Well, I like the sound, I like the look, I like the way that the rubber tires feel and look going down the track. So, for me, obviously, looks are a little more important, how I'm going down the track. That's just me personally, that's what I enjoy. So I don't have to be the biggest, best, winning all the time. A lot of people there, that's what they're about. I'm about having fun. I want to make sure that no matter what, at the end of the day, I have a smile on my face. I've enjoyed my day. I've enjoyed the company and talking with people, and that's it. If I win, hey, that's just a bonus, but it's not the end goal right now. It's having fun. So that's what I'm doing. Having 3 cars running in 6 classes, 7 classes, because you have the kids class too, but I'm obviously not running in the kids class. So I'm running half the adult classes. It's a lot of work. It's a lot to do. I'm also helping Marshall at the end of the track so that the people that are putting on the event can do other things instead of having to run down to Marshall. I was obviously, they appreciate me going down and doing that so that they can do other stuff. So again, you got to give, you got to do, help these people set up the event. I get there very early, it starts at 9-ish. I get there at 7. I set my little area up, my pit area, and then I start helping them set the track up and set up their tents and everything else so that the event can move on and it's not just them working, because they will burn out, if that's what they have to keep doing time and time again. More of us need to help them. So that's that. I do want to discuss one little thing with this. We just did a whole bunch of aluminum upgrades, all the A-arms, shock towers, all the just all the different pieces in the A-arm assemblies are now aluminum. And you may remember that I did the Mias transmission, aluminum transmission. It's a beautiful transmission. I modified the hell out of it to fit the bigger motors, and everything machined well, and it didn't seem like I had any problem. That was because I had the RPM arms. They fit very snug, and so when I was getting some movement, I assumed it was just the RPM arms flexing. It wasn't until I put the aluminum arms on that I realized that there's one flaw in that transmission case, and that is that the spot where the A-arm pin goes through is machined to too big of a tolerance. It should be a smaller tolerance. So when I put the metal A-arms on, I was getting a lot of movement, not only side to side, but also up and down, because there is a millimeter of, I'm going to call it slop in there. I was a machinist. I did CNC routing and whatnot, and tolerances are important. So, you know, when I get a kit that the washer has got just a tiniest fraction of tolerance in there to snug up, and then I have another piece that has so much tolerance that I've got all this different slop, it says to me that you could have done it at the right tolerance. Even half of the gap that I have in there would make a huge difference in how the car is going to perform. You know, when you're doing aluminum upgrades, you want to do everything. You're going to do the transmission case, you're going to do the A-arms, you're going to do the carriers, you're going to do all that stuff because you want the bling. And to lose performance because of one thing seems a little, I don't know. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Basically, I've reached out to Mias to let them know the problem. They emailed me back to say, can you send photos? I sent a video of how much movement I have into it, and I have not heard back from them yet. Now, mind you, this was Friday that I got a hold of them. They reached out 2:00 a.m. On Saturday. I immediately Saturday sent it out to them, have not heard back. It's now Tuesday, so they've had at least 2 days to look at the email, see what's going on, get back to me, even say, hey, we're going to look into this, just give us a bit of time. I haven't heard anything from them. So step up, Mias. Give better customer service, better customer support. At least contact me. I'm a patient person. I understand you got to look at stuff, you got to think about stuff, but a little communication that you're looking into it and telling me, giving me the security that, okay, you're not ignoring me and you're looking into the problem, makes a big difference in customer support. So just a little thing. So hopefully they get back to me. I'll keep everybody posted on that. But enough of that. I don't want to continue to go down that road of disappointment. We're going to run it with the metal arms like that, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully I don't bend a pin, although I do have extras. You know, I can always go back to the RPM arms, because when I had those on, there wasn't that much, as much movement, because they're a little stiffer, a little tighter in there. It wasn't allowed to move as much. So that may be the solution for now for these drags. And then maybe the long-term solution is I get rid of the Mias one and I go to a Magnum 272R plastic, because I know those pins are going to fit in nice and tight. I'm not going to get that slop. And that's the thing, this is slop. I'm very worried about breaking stuff. If that pin bends, if that things come apart, I can do a lot of damage to a lot of very expensive parts, and I can't do that. So we will see. We'll see where it all goes. Anyways, We are going to do some run video. We're testing the Blue Demon and we're testing the Sandstorm. And you'll get to see that. We'll see how everything goes. We'll see if those new drag bar modifications help out. So enjoy that run video. We'll see you next time. Until then, go make it. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I mean, I do have some skills, but, you know, skills are learned. That's the important part. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. So go make it. You can do it. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, have a nice day.
This, and on May 18th we can change it.
I wonder if I should try the 3D printed and race you again.
Oh, that's so much better.
That was nice and straight.
David and Vivian's place was a mess.
Well, it's not dragging an anchor like it was before. It was just.
That's pretty cool. They're pretty next to each other. Can I take a picture of both your cars together? No.
Oh,
This
in
is
the front?
just to see if it catches up. I can't put I can't put 3D. You know what I could do? You want to try one more thing on yours?
Excellent.
I can change the batteries into high. I'm happy with it. That's the best it's ever done.
Battery's low. Drivers ready?
Ready.
Set. Go.